and I think some of the tools from BLG can really catch them off guard. I think of the invisibility from Aurora, the ability for On to even choose when and where he wants to find fights could be important here for BLG.
Pretty tough. JackeyLove, though, I assume he's going to have the biscuits. He's going to pop the potion and try and stay because they fast pushed away, and frankly, he has to. We'll say Elk did miss out on the melee creep from all that.
Ooh, is he going to have to stay here? They don't know where Beichuan is, right? Like, he could be on the bottom side of the map and open up for 3.
Stun layers. Hong gonna have to flash away from Elk.
No.
Who takes a turret shot too early and gives JackeyLove the lane back. First blood over to the TES AD carry.
That's my goat right there. Thank you, JackeyLove and Hong. It was all an elaborate bait. Now he gets to bounce back on this wave. He gets all of this experience.
Already looking to impact the map. He's going to catch Bin and On too far forward. Layers the stun into the knockup beautifully. Bin immediately has to flash, but JackeyLove flies after him and gets the plasma stack to find the second kill of the game. Early game Kaisa, no problem for Top Esports.
Kind of a go from their scenario as, like, yes, Rumble could have a lot of strength this fight, but he didn't go for the mask, was able to get that one early. I feel like if you want the fight, you go mask, whereas if you want to play for the lane,
Beichuan has that knockup. He's going to flash right on JackeyLove. The stuns layer beautifully. 2 big flashes committed, but JackeyLove is finally cut down. Beichuan.
Start this? What are we doing?
No, this is their only defense. They have to try and tickle it and delay it.
Yeah, but Sion's
and
moving. Bin's never going to be here. They're going to see Sion cross through mid now. This is a hard ask, I think. And now BLG, they could have taken this a lot earlier. They should have backed off a lot sooner than this.
I think that's fine. Like, the only defense you have there, they're never going to play it. You're tickling it to try and delay the timer and buy bin time. I think that where top played it, like, that's fine. I'm not surprised they tickled it. They were never really trying to start it for real. They just took one. I think they backed off on time. It's okay. They at least got the kill. They can get back. I don't think it's dire. But yeah.
One of the things that has inspired confidence about BLG, obviously about the Grubs, the sieging threat that Cream brings with this Azir, and the global threat of a Pantheon. I want to see them prioritize some of these turrets, opening more of the map up so that Kanavi can play the map from a more global standpoint and threaten these side lanes like you're talking about, make sure Knight isn't left alone.
Take your objective that you finally are able to grab for yourself, and BLG finally find an avenue here in this game 1.
Now they can threaten with that ultimate advantage. I think the fact you don't have Emperor's Divide, no Grand Starfall, it takes a lot of the oomph out of that TES comp. So the Rift Herald will be grabbed here, and now we thought it was all TES.
This has been some good restraint shown by BLG. I do think that there was a miss on that top play from Top Esports, but honestly, a decent lesson for folks from home in terms of the timings that you take fights. Because those plays, I mean, one worked out, one didn't, but the big tools were used, and that's one of the objective setup.
Elk gonna get caught on a mid-wave. This is a Freaky Friday reverse from the upper bracket. JackeyLove routinely punished last time.
It's gonna be the second Dragon going over to Top Esports. I can't imagine BLG are gonna be looking for a response. More likely than not, just either maybe they look to squeeze onto Cream and get him away from this wave so that Knight can get closer to a second item.
Ocean Soul going to hit the Rift here for game number 1. TP going to come down to this bot side with Knight already nearby. It's just going to be On, but him showing on this top side, definitely big here if Hong can get access to that unsealed spellbook to play towards that Otacon on the top side. That just means so much in pro play. Everyone talks about the Baron, Elder Dragon, but in the LPL, Otacon is where tons of games have been won and lost.
Kind of nice for On to have an Ocean Rift there as he TP'd in and lost half his health to Cream. On the punch, the BLG might look to play quickly. They're going to contest this.
Kanavi can engage first. Defensive Cyclone. They're going to land the Solar Flare, but the knockups are coming through with Beichuan. And Kanavi cannot hold the shield up any longer. Unstoppable Sean Slog going to come over the wall. But JackeyLove dashing after Elk. Flashes away from another stun, but he doesn't have enough damage at this point in the game. Too early for the heroics from JackeyLove. TP back in, and now BLG are caught in a very weird spot. Knockups are going to start to layer onto Bim, but they re-engage onto Cream, but without a Cyclone, Beichuan's just going in, trying to pump out the damage. Eats another big decimating smash, and BLG have to let TES walk out of this bot lane.
They're buying time. Elk's going to take a brick mid, but I don't agree with that fight from Top Esports at all versus BLG.
Whoa, hello.
You can pick up a significant amount. It's worth it, and BLG at least going to start it, which will be spotted by JackeyLove. Cream going to drop the turret, but doesn't know that Knight is waiting for him.
Kanavi's not here.
Yeah, BLG don't have to worry about Kanavi, but the resistances being cut down on BLG are going to be a main factor. Kanavi showing up late. Below 5k HP is the Otacon. All going to try and hold the front line, but they don't want to 50-50 it with Kanavi, and everyone like they're at an awkward middle school dance, just standing around waiting for someone to start the action. It's Hog that's going for the engage. Konami tries to flash in and steal it, but it's Beijwan that secures the Otacon. 369 on the back line, can't get to Elk. He transcends and starts dumping damage into the TES tank. BLG get a kill and an Otacon back as they climb back into this game 1.
Oh, the Q smite from Beishwan connected. I don't think Konami got his smite off successfully. And that Rumble ult, look at Cream getting stuck between the Between Worlds and the Equalizer. He couldn't get into auto attack as Knight just dropped a beautiful ultimate that bought his team the space needed. BLG are giving, that's significant because Top's going to fight on good conditions now for the rest of the game with Ocean Soul. BLG's going to try and rip this, but Cream can do a lot of damage in defense.
Are we just giving up Baron for Soul? All right, sure.
All right, but look at that.
They can't even get it.
Yeah,
they can't because
well managed by Top. Really well managed by Top.
The threat of those Sand Soldiers was massive.
Pull was just, it felt completely flat. There was no attempt.
Oh, Cyclone. Jackie Love gets back out. Hongu doing a good job protecting him. Here comes the Grand Solver from Konami, looking to re-engage on a Beijwan. Konami looks for the flash execute, but doesn't get it. Goes through the W. Unstoppable Onslaught. Does 369 want to go under the turret? No, that tier 1 turret getting a ton of value for BLG as they look to return with the Equalizer, but they can't connect onto any of those low HP members.
Damn, I mean, we talked about it before. The Baron setup wasn't great. They lost access to the Redemption, and then On is just getting absolutely obliterated by all of these Void Seekers coming in from Jackie Love. So now, Top Esports are not going to only win a fight, they're going to get the Dragon and steal the Baron away from their opponents. BLG, this game has been back and forth. And remember, they're the team that got 3 grubs, so they can just muscle their way through this bottom side and force BLG away.
Looking to flex at the red buff as here comes 369 to get the knockup onto Bin. Between Worlds comes across. Can Knight find an angle in though? Konami's trapped on the back of the red buff pit, but all TS are fine. And Creep can push the Sand Soldiers back forward. Bin's far too low. Stasis doesn't matter. He'll fall as Jackie Love gets back on the board. And TS send all caution to the wind, flying under the turrets knowing they are much stronger, much more powerful, looking for the game 1 win. And those 4 kills might just seal it.
I think one of the biggest difference makers when you play a front to back, having Azir as a carry. We talked about the 3 threats versus 2. I know Top Esports is up now, but Cream pumped out so much damage in that fight. Really helped open up that angle for Jackie Love to find in the back half because the front line was shredded by that Azir. And man, I think that the big mistake for BLG looking back, we talked about the draft, we didn't love it. Letting that Azir through, not first picking that, taking Yunara instead. I gotta question that one else because we've seen Azir just run playoffs.
That's just game 1.
Yeah, I mean, the death timers are long enough. TES feels strong enough. Grubs, everything in their hands. TES, a team that was marred by throwing mid-games against BLG to lose the upper bracket, polish off their mid-game, and take game 1 of our grand finals.
Wow, I mean, the gold graph after this is going to be so close. Like, it felt like, for the most part, no team really got out to a massive, massive lead early.
I did not like the Jhin either. I feel like Jackie almost like ran out of champs. I hate
game 2. What do you mean?
It's game 2 Jackie Love. What are we talking about?
I mean, okay, wow. Some poise being shown, and I think for BLG, they're using the Karma Ezreal to get that pre-8-minute dragon. So Shadow with the quick clear of the Jarvan early on, gonna be able to help snipe that one away for his team. So good start for BLG, and again, just don't really know where Top Esports goes from here. I mean, part of the fun of Fearless is the fact that, like, drafting is a real skill, you know?
Long is staying. He has been here for the last 45 seconds.
All right. I mean, committed to it this long. It's got to bear some sort of fruit. They're going to bring the Maiden out here, try to play space, use that place to buy him something, but the Magnet Storm into the crash out, flashes away from the public execution, and then drops the place to put 369 and Hog in timeout, but Bin actually wants to turn this. Hog very low, has to flash away from the Maiden. Bin's trying to chase him down to throw the shovel into him, and he's going to pick up first blood. Bin going to TP out because 369 can't stop him. What an outplay for Bin.
Oh my goodness, Bin. I mean, again, I don't know what else you can do in the draft. That's kind of on
Jackie
369.
Oh, Jackie Love gets on back. He's on 1 HP. Now Konami's here. They have to use the Cataclysm dunk down for Shadow to find that kill, but...
I mean, again, I can see the argument of, okay, we got a weak side at AD carry. We probably don't want a weak side of Zeri, right? Or like Zeri Rel is not the dream combo, but what you signed up for is not working out, that's for sure.
Top Esports starting to maybe panic. They know Grubs is such a big win con. Kanavi gets caught in the play place. Immediate engage from Shadow.
Terrible.
Here comes the hero's entrance. Knight's going to buy them some space. Kanavi flashes out, but he leaves Hog behind. Shadow's going to get taken down by the Shockwave, though, traded back by Cream. But BLG still feels stronger. They're holding on to more numbers, and Jackie Love goes down without a whimper. And BLG can turn their attention back towards the Grubs, winning the fight and the objective.
Way more impactful than their opponents. We're getting another fight. Okay.
All right. I mean, they've caught Kanavi trying to go after On, but Shadow has him marked, throws him in. The Cataclysm traps him. 369 flashes after On, who does burn his flash as well to go down. But Elk's being able to buy some space. Knight swings over to make it a 3-on-3. Cream with no mana, and 369 on the wrong side of the tracks here. Just going to try and protect Elk, but Knight wants to give this kill over, and if you're hitting Mystic shots like that, Elk's Ezreal boding well for game 2.
They're also winning out on these fights, and this draft that has been so questionable for us on the cast is just getting even worse here for Top Esports. They're losing trades on side lane, they're losing all of these fights around the objectives early. I don't know if we're waiting for late. We're probably waiting, as Cubby said, for game number 3 here. Minor item advantage here for Top Esports. Like, yes, there's a lot of things that are going right here for BLG, but they have a completed Eclipse, they have Sundered Sky, there's a Blackfire Torch here. Jackie Love has his Flash potentially going to be leaving.
Elk! Oh, good flash, get away from the stun, though. Trades his with Jackie Love, but he's completely out of the fight now. All he can bring is that Inferno Bomb.
They just run away!
TP's coming across from the top laners, but it's been on the backside with the Maiden. TES are getting routed, and Hong knows he's going to look to the engage on the Knight, but Galio wants you to come into him so he can set you up to be cut down by the rest of his team. Here comes the hero's entrance into the Cataclysm. Jackie Love gets one with the Inferno Bomb back. Poe executes through 369. He's actually able to tag on to Shadow. He's able to find that second kill, but guess who's untouched the entire time? Elk's free firing. Mystic shot after Mystic shot are really starting to hurt and burn through these health bars. TES getting a few couple kills, but Elk is just like a sniper with this true shot Ezreal. Back towards the turret, but there's no aggro to be picked up here. Yeah, he should be as good and done and dusted. Eclipse Shield's making it a little bit wary. On actually has to flash from the aggro. Two flashes. Not as clear as we thought it'd be.
Consolation prize. Get the Drake. A couple flashes burned. Still going to be first brick and feet secured for BLG. Yeah.
First turret. I mean, yeah. Now Ziggs is going to hopefully get an answer on the bottom side. It was Top Esports grabbing themselves the dragon, so maybe a little bit of leeway there. It is another Ocean Soul.
This time. Can Elk return to that 2024 form? So far he has on this Ezreal pick. He's going to be asked for a lot more. Is 369, avert your eyes from that ultimate. Shadow thinks, hey, all right, I'm going after the Abessa. There's no ult on this guy, so he has to flash after On. But On has shields, he has redemption. He just doesn't die. Re-engage, flag and drag, Shockwave does nothing from Cream. And the Cataclysm into the hero's entrance. Goodbye, Cream, sayonara. Maybe just see you later in game 2, the way BLG are slapping TES around.
Yeah, I'm thoroughly disgusted by this game. I don't know what 369 was thinking. Hog has an ult, you know, we can send Xin Zhao in first, do we something, and 369 just decides to miss an ult and flash in for fun. As I guess Top Esports is rolling everything for a Rift Herald, but this is, I will say, I think one of the big differences from these first 2 games, Dimitri, is that we saw some good discipline from BLG last game.
BLG are one of our more aggressive teams, and now in the picture-in-picture, we are watching one member is going to go down very quickly.
It's a classic, guys. We had to get out of the way, all right? On has to get picked at some point in the series. He showed it right there.
There we go.
He gets it out of the way early, all right?
He is presented. Like, you have Jarvan Galio. You have a split pusher paired up with Ezreal Karma. That makes a lot of sense. And Top Esports not a good responses into it. And it's Cream.
That's a defensive Shockwave and then a flash away from Knight. They're just getting turrets here, setting Bit up for more longer lanes and more gold to Yorick that we talked about seemingly has no answer for Top Esports. And that BLG confidence in the early game. Let's go knock down another turret. They recognize how far ahead they are and how successful this playstyle was in the regular split with Shadow in. As they knocked down 2 turrets for 1.
The 3rd dragon, and they're taking mid-tier 1. I feel like is just everything going right for BLG.
I mean,
before we even got in the game.
Yeah, like the game is chalked. Like even getting into the game, it just got off to such a bad start for Top Esports with
added the Poppy to this team. He was able to play more of the enchanters, and we're not even seeing that from Top Esports. So now we're gonna have Rel, we're gonna have Alice, or we're gonna have Rel, Leona, and Rakan no longer up for these teams. And On still has things like the Bard and
games, because you know Top Esports are panicking, and they have to go after this. They see how low it is. They're just now moving 369 up the river. He's going to TP about a couple hundred yards. But by the time he gets here, the Octagon might be done. Kanavi senses an angle on a Knight, but he immediately taunts him. Cataclysm comes down, and again, here comes the pile-driving knockup. This time, TS do get out of that combination. Been very low. 369, though, has no way in with Knight trying to protect them. Octagon's doing a ton of work here. Are we really going to 50-50 this? No, it's somehow Knight to secure the Octagon, and the golden left hand crushing the windpipe of TES right when they thought they had a shot back in. Knight slams the door back down as he looks for his patented triple kill to put a stamp on this series early.
I love watching Ziggs try and duel Galio, just getting run down to the 1v2 Dimitri. As top esports, props to them. That was a more winning scenario than what I thought they could have created around the Otacon. And I think we're going to see Jakub on marksman for the rest of this one. It's not been the call. Top esports now. Yeah.
Now BLG gets to have a little bit of fun here. Start limit testing. Shadow's just dropping Cataclysms on the 369. They've got the Karma Shields behind them. Hopefully Extrude's going to come through here with the 369. Shadow does have to flash away. Very low, but the Flag and Drag buys him more space. And oh, look who swung on by. It's the Ezreal that's been quietly untouched, deleting champions like he did minions all game long. Jackie Love, you're out of there again. And TS, they think they see an escape angle. Rest of Arcane Shift. Cream gets his Seraph shields popped, and now he's been led astray for the rest of his pack because the rest of his pack got put in a death trap. It's Knight again. 3-piece taunt, 3-piece kills from BLG, 369 to last to fall. What a dominating response from Bilibili Gaming. They're going to wipe TS off the floor maybe before 26 minutes.
Yep, let's just get this game over with. It doesn't seem like they have a minion wave to play for. There's Dragon spawning in 15, Baron in 45. Well, we improved the last fight. We did land the Mega Inferno Bomb this time. Jackie Love did die in the wave.
To get locked in early in the current meta.
Oh.
All right. Okay, Cream's dead.
Can't wait to watch that in the picture-in-picture in about 30 seconds. Great. I can't
wait.
No. I got stuck in the replay.
I want to look at replays of other series. I want to maybe go back to the desk. We could desk the rest of this game.
I thought when people get picked off 1v3, we have to do a full cinematic breakdown before I try and read a pro diff rat. Isn't that how it's supposed to work? All right.
I think so.
More cinematics, the better.
The Baron here for BLG.
Yeah.
I think this is pretty cut and dry.
Yep. Let's see if Kanavi can even get close. Knight says no. He's going to taunt him and send him back to another great screen. And you want to see how strong Ezreal can look with a lead? Watch Elk. If your Ezreal's flashing after your enemy team, things have gone very, very wrong. Knight TP's again, about 100 feet. He says 369, nice turret, bro. Elk's here to take it down. He's going to plant his antlers down on top of you as well. Good shockwave comes across from Creep, but Elk is just too strong. And this is what we call in the business, ladies and gentlemen, a wallet diff. This is what we call the definition of domination in your dictionaries. BLG, even our series up, one apiece.
Yeah, nice build, Cream. A lot of damage there on that shockwave. Almost got through, you know.
Oh boy. Well, at least we won't have to see it here further in the series. Thank you, Fearless. No more Jackie Love Ziggs, and no more game number 2. It's going to be BLG 28-7, 27 minutes. Yes, the Ornn ultimate's going to get blocked, but Trundle Pillar's something that he's going to have to be worrying about. Cassio eventually, once she hits like 2 and 3 items, becomes, I think, a little untenable.
It really does come down to these tempered fates about what kind of engage can you find. And I want to see if On's
oh my god, Kanavi!
Flash for flash.
Flashing, and he's going to set up Cream to find that kill, returning back to what worked in the upper bracket for top esports. That's cutting Knight down early.
Crazy.
Oh, wow, Bin gets the first knockup. Horn down. Trying to get some good chunk damage into Jackie Love, but he was expecting Hong to be there so quick, and he ends up being the one trading his flash.
I think that the idea from Bin on that timer is good, but just where the map is at.
For that wave, if he gets pressured, he gets free 300 HP and a little bit more of a heal. Jackie Love's going to get stalled out. Maybe there's a play with Bin.
Find the knockup onto this wall, but a really good Winter's Bite stun from Hong. Piercing arrow, Jackie Love having to flash. Knight, though, over the wall. Wants to find this kill, but he can't get close enough for the poison. Doesn't matter. Bin is going to bop down Jackie Love and send Hong packing as well.
Extraordinarily greedy base from Jackie Love there, Dimitri. There is going to be no contest here. I think that still makes sense for BLG, who are going to... They have a lot of scaling in this game that they have to do, especially between that Ornn and Cassio. They want to get going, but man, I am scared for them at this point, because I think that if Zed is allowed to have the game that Kanavi's had so far, where, I mean, he is sitting at the most CS in the game. Yep. You can really take off on this pick if you get those first 2 items fast, and Yeah, I mean, good luck defending this dive. 5 coming.
Realm Warp, it's all 5. Shadow's there, but he just watches his top laner die. Deathmark comes down. Great double stun from Ondo to delay the damage, but it just doesn't matter. Turn aggro tanked well. Can Elk clean up these kills on Jackal? He can't get past the shield. Hog blocks all of Elk's damage. They can't even find Jagulov on that trade, and Kanavi knows that they have the control, forcing On to flash away. TES run wild on the top side.
They're going to get 3 grubs, take most of these turret plates, and hell, Knight gets 2, but it doesn't matter. Kanavi now gets to start off the game 1,500 gold. What is it in Kanavi in Game 3s here against BLG? First it was the Silas, now it's going to be the Zed. Maybe it's the full turret here at 9.5 minutes.
Oh, they're responding to another TP. So nice, they gotta do it twice. They bring all 5 around. It's the Miasma into the Petrifying Gaze, but again, it's Hog's shield and his stuns that get ultimate value. We've got ourselves another chucked early game in our series.
Be guaranteed to get coaching from the pros, and pros only on that website. Improve your game with the code LPL10.
You can learn how to not get brommed in your own solo queue games, guys. It happened to the best of us. Manifested, top Esports would have been so much more in control of this game, and the league kind of just compounds on that.
Yeah, Shadow gonna get put upon.
Longest Realm Warp you've ever seen in your life right there from Creep. But guess what? He was just trying to bring Shadow back into Kanavi, who's looking to have another historic Game 3. Slices down Shadow for his 3rd kill of the game.
Matters and throw your real starter in. Or are they going to go back to the well and grab Beishuan here? I think that's a real choice for BLG because this gold lead's too big. I think they're going to drop this game. And as plates fall, we have plays on both sides.
Going after Knight. The Miasma does slow down his combo, so good use of that to make sure Knight survives. But
still grim.
It's a war on 2 fronts here. TS's main prize was to get that bottom lane tier 1 turret offline. A little too big for his britches. He's going to have to flash over a pillar, and that's going to, for the time being, give BLG control of this Herald.
They can't find Kanavi's back in base.
Their map's so on fire, though.
Yeah, that's what's going to point out. Like, sides, like, look at them. They're dropping a wave top side. You're letting 369 hit onto this tier 2. They're going to have to TP overnight to cover for it. But that's a Herald that we thought BLG would never be able to take.
Yeah, but I think the top did it to get... I mean, look at Zed. He's at 2 items now. And I think they're just playing for the dragon stacking. Like, they got a clean reset to get Zed 2 items.
Chains of Corruption. Into Glacial Fissure. Good Temper Fate, though, from On. It's going to stall it out. Can they keep this turret up and alive? Good flash out. Here comes the Ornhorn. Bin looking for the turret. He's actually going to find 369. Maybe a Hail Mary play here for BLG, giving them some gold back as they sent Cream up Creek with no paddle, and he's going to fall next to Elk. An overstep from TES, opening the door a bit here for BLG.
Point for them.
I think so. I think they want to try to look for this right now. They're going to have to chase them out of this pit afterwards. Maybe Kanavi gets a steal.
Have to look. Knight still has that Petrifying Gaze on the front side. He's going to have to try and stun it, so Kanavi can't get it for the steal. He won't. Stuns up. Kanavi catches him on the pillar. He has to go for the Deathmark, but Knight's going to flash away from the damage. Picks up the first kill. Shadow's going to go down the front side. Jagulov is desperately trying to kite back, but he's got Bin with a big bad hammer, slapping him around. Dragon stacking cut down, and BLG escape trading kills away. This game's momentum is swinging minute by minute.
Lost big time here against BLG. They're going to get a little bit of that gold back by taking this mid-tier 1, but that is a massive swing going back to Bilibili.
This was a 5K gold lead. 5K
gold
we're
taking another one.
Down to 1K.
Oh my god, On's done it again. He's gapping from the support role right now and dragging BLG back into this game 3.
This is so historic, not only because it is barred for On, but last year, when playing up against Weibo, we saw that this Bard was completely useless. He was like 0-9 on the champion, and they still won that series, still ended up winning themselves a championship. Now, two plays in a row. First, that Bard ultimate doesn't hit the turret, so it allows the turret to continue to ramp up. Nenny makes a play onto Cream, who we know has no flash. BLG have opened up a massive lead, get 2 turrets for themselves.
It's just the cutting into the lead, right? They were down 5K. They're now only down 1K. There's been so much discussion about Onicon and the fights around here. I think Bard is especially dire with what you can do with the narrowed walls, the tempered fate. He needs to be the one that finds the engages. That's a big takeaway from Cream. Elk's going to be stuck at that health bar. That might be enough just to take down Onicon.
Going after Cream. On gets another tempered phase. He's going to try and layer the stuns. TES, they get the Otacon, but is Cream the traded prize? Because his Seraph shield provides so much space. He knocks down Elk. Sure, Knight finds the trade, but that's a huge win for top esports because the picture-in-picture, they pick Ben off as well.
Big mistake from Elk. You just can't lose your health bar like that I think they went so heavy onto Cream because they knew that Otacon couldn't be fought when Elk was at that HP bar. Cream able to find the 1v2 is a massive turnaround from him too, as it's going to be a trade of inners with the Otacon going to top for free. Very happy about that.
369.
All right.
Okay, good slice and dice.
Should be able to get out, and now we still have Dragon. It would be Soul Point here, yet again, an attempt here for top esports.
And it's
They will
TP.
not have Cream.
They're late. So that's 2 Dragons in a row.
Oh, hold on. Kanavi can find a way in there. The Miasma's going to delay his Living Shadow first. But they're going to TP Kanavi in, and he goes right in, steals it, gets back out. Cream doesn't get stunned up by the Petrified Gaze. That's a huge Glacial Fissure on the back end by Hong. Flash out from Bin, buying some space, but here comes the Realm Warp with the Death Mark. Kanavi sending all of top esports forward. There's a double knockup from Bin, though, to stall things out. And Elk has picked off Jackie Love on the backside of this fight. Tank is down for BLG. Carry out the gate for TES, but it's Cream flashing after Elk, feeling that killer instinct, but Shadow's gonna body block. Can the Dominus Connect to get in? No! The Steric Shield buys him some time, and they'll trade Shadow out on flashing forward from a big double stun. But where's the damage, bro? Elk gets set past this big bad Croc. It's a blast going to buy him some space. Now TS try and navigate through the fog, but they don't need to force this. They got the Ocean Soul Point.
The people
I don't think that's happening, brother. I've got Kanavi.
Yeah.
I've got Kanavi and Cream. I think Jackie Love, all you've done this game is, hey, I played Ziggs in game 2 to maybe help the team. This time, I'm just here to throw out an ultimate versus a flashless Cassiopeia, or even to stop a Trundle from walking forward.
Why not make this trade off?
They get it. I know Kanavi didn't join. They get it. It's on hit Varus. This thing melts. Baron for second Ocean Dragon. Well worth for top. They didn't want to fight the Soul. We'll see if they can get off the Baron.
I don't know, Cubby. I feel like if we're talking about BLG wanting to go late, if you give them another 5 minutes in this game, it's a little questionable. Like, Knight's going to hit level 16. You're giving Elk the ability to continue to hit on some of these waves.
Okay. They definitely have to be careful here because they're going to look for a pillar into a fish.
Jackie Love. Comfortable. The pillar comes out. Oh, Tempered Fake and a grab on. He gets onto Jackie Love. Can they get towards him? No, the Redemption comes across. And look at the damage. The Cream's able to push through. Deathmark comes across, but Knight catches Kanavi with a huge Petrified Gaze. It doesn't matter, though. Finally, top esports get to let their machine gun 80 carry hit like a truck. Great block on the Orin Horde from Hog. And TES just break the front door down and say, give us match point. Give us grand finals point.
That's it. That's just going to be the game. That's going to be top esports finishing this one off. They've got another wave on mid, and it is just Elk alone.
Can't see if 369 is a flash up because that could guarantee it.
He doesn't.
One flash up against Elk. Okay,
Doesn't matter. It's a Rune Prism,
game.
and Elk sacrifices himself. Just like the upper bracket finals, TS win game 3 to go series point.
All right, well, hopefully we get some spice going down in the bottom lane. And for 369, 17-3 all-time on this Mordekaiser. Very rarely picks it out, but when he does, I feel like has a massive amount of impact in games. Wise, he's actually just going to completely forego the red buff for now and maybe make an entrance top.
Rare 3 level 6 Nocturne gank, but the burst again of Caitlyn Elise, just like game 5 in the upper bracket finals. It's Elkin on to find first blood.
So Hong didn't take Spellbook this game. He took Aftershock. I understand why, because you're trying to get out of the, you know, the chains that Kate can throw at you. If you can have Aftershock up while you're eating the, 90 caliber net or the headshots, it's good. That said, he's not able to get it off. He gets one shot there.
Wall. Shadow's going to try and kite back towards Bin. It's Cream here first. Kanavi takes a ton of damage. Unraveler Earth comes across. Knight's going to flash after, get a full range Q and snipe down Kanavi. 369 trying to get his passive up. See if he can push enough damage out. Good claw away from Shadow, but he can't get his W shield. And everything goes wrong for top esports, losing across the map, and Knight senses fear in them, hits the max range charm into another Q. Knight arrives again to rescue BLG.
Himself an early Dragon here at 7.5 minutes with his bottom lane. Still have time to rotate into the top side. Kanavi will hit 6, but is going towards the opposite side of the map. I think BLG are in really, really strong spots here. Kanavi's going to forego this bottom side camps, knows he has to play for this side. They're going to pull Jackie Love and Hong.
Yeah, if I'm BLG, I think I'm stronger now. I still want this fight.
Right, the Shadow Dredge going to go long from Hong, and he eats a charm, and he is cut down very rapidly. They use the lights to go out to try and secure more space for Cream as the engage goes on to Bin, but Cream just out of position, has to pay the toll. Kanavi flies away from Bin, the guy he jumped on. This game reeking of desperation as it slips further and further out of the grasp of top esports. And Knight wants more. He is not full yet to be satiated, but finally he seems mortal, missing a charm, but it's been there to clean it up nonetheless.
But This is a rather dire early game here, as
Yeah,
BLG
Shadow-
have just nuked the game.
Oh, wait a minute.
Can they not dive a Mordekaiser? Oh, ace in the hole. It's just layered beautifully.
And they may have lost majority of the grubs. I don't think it matters. We got to see that Kanavi uses the ultimate there to try to get away from the spot. Draven's going to use this ultimate to clean up some of this wave, but still another play going over to BLG's bottom lane.
Should already be over, given the lead that BLG has right now.
If we pull out talking about BLG junglers, and specifically Shadow and Beichuan, gonna have to hold this. Kanavi.
A good cocoon, though. We were expecting on over the wall. Spirit rush through. Doesn't get enough damage. Depth charge is going to land, but they're not going to commit the paranoia on tonight. He gets out. Instead, they go after On. Still has the repel if he needs it, but he's pinned against the wall and sent back packing by Cream. Nice little find to get TES on the board. No more perfect game. Each one forward near these traps, and I mean, they're kind of leaving Jackie out on an island here. Out of position, they're going to jump on Hog as they see Kanavi reset, and that's more than enough single target burst. And now Jackie Love, you've been clutching towards those adoration stacks like pearls around your neck, but the entire armada of BLG wants them, and they'll claim them with an ace in the hole to be the cherry on top.
Force Top Esports to swap down tempo, which is increasing the lead only for BLG, as they will clean up this turret. While all that was going on, I mean, 369 was forced to TP up top. He's jailed. And it is top looking for a fight. Yeah, I mean, bot lane didn't reset. I actually like this from top. I think they're kind of forced to like do something goofier.
That's fine.
Yeah, they have to throw everything at the wall until something sticks. But all it's been sticking is layering CC from Elk and On to kill off Hong. Kanavi finds one trade back on a Knight. Creep's going to flash away from Bit, but he's going to follow him over the wall. Has the all out if he needs it. Going to pull the trigger on that one. Damage up his amplification power and send Cream packing. Oh, and grab the dragon on the back end of it.
Yeah, this has been incredibly one-sided if they are to wrap this one up and push us to 5.
Oh my god, Kanavi can't even grab this. It'll be at least a turret being traded. Like, 369 finally does grab himself this turret.
Got a bounty.
Objective bounty as well, so pity prizes a galore. But does On chase this? I mean, Knight has ult. Knight's in the area.
Use the rocket belt to get away from the claw, then hits the cocoon into the charm. That layering you guys talked about has been on point all game long for BLG, and well, now they feel like they can't just run down their opponents. Shadow just daring Jackie Love to try and throw autos at him. You don't know who's behind this, Poppy. It could be the entire BLG team.
It's a mid-wave for sure. Caitlyn's still going to take this next one too. Knight gets paid on the top side. They've got Herald to play for after they're done.
Roll very early if things do get volatile. Those are two very volatile lanes being taken. And yeah, I mean, it was BLG. Their jungler is the one that was able to interact with that lane better earlier. And part of that was also because Kanavi decided to take a few plays on the top side that was unwarranted. So
a point that I was trying to make earlier, and we'll see what happens with this Herald play in mid, is that when Shadow did join the lineup, he was just playing pretty decently for himself, like even just away from playing with BLG.
Hold on, Elk. Another desperation play here. They do get the knockups and the paranoia down onto Elk. He's able to flash over the wall, but now he's surrounded, trapped in the death realm, and well, 369 flashes after secure that first shutdown. Goal number 1 accomplished. How much work can he get on the back end of it? Knight here still has flash, still has spirit rush, and there is no point chasing Ari with all those tools at their disposal.
That is something where with the Nocturne and a Nautilus, you can try to rinse and repeat. This is what top esports needs. I think they needed a volatile game.
Big powered blast cone into a charm onto who else but Cream the turret to get the job done. Push back on Hong into his own turret. And now Shadow gets to start running down Knight alongside him, but no Spirit Rush means they can't find those last couple of kills.
There just isn't a post play that top esports can win. They're throwing everything they have just to get any sort of ounce of a lead. And they're trying to play out objectives with numbers after that and just can't do it. I think
Shadow gets
too.
this. Yep.
Yes, he does.
Let's get to game 5, boys. Yeah, this one's kind of chalked. It's 8,000 gold lead at 16 minutes. Every BLG win has been overwhelmingly a BLG win. Top Esports feels like they have to really fight and claw for every single advantage so far.
They might get
still
on.
The Nautilus and still the Talia. The TS are going to lose access on. They're going to go after On, and man, my God, he's just stun locked. Depth charge over. No flash, no barrier on this Caitlyn. Kanavi's going to get on top of him. Cream uses the Weaver's Wall to get close enough, but they don't get the flick back on the seismic shove. It's going to have to be a flash over, but Elk still survives and thrives as Knight lands another charm. Cream to go down to a Q. Give Knight another reset. See you later, TS. You can't find that engage. They throw Bid into the Death Realm, but he's going to come out with more than enough support that he needs because Shadow is there on the flank. All out to multiple. Jackalov who flashed after Elk, but he can't even find that kill. Nothing going right for Top Esports as they once again have to swallow the harsh pill of throwing a game 4 and going the distance against Bilibili Gaming.
As BLG, I mean, again, Top Esports, they've had a couple moments where this is a squishy, volatile comp they're going up against. They were actually able to find stuff. I mean, this W from On.
First of all, can Top Esports even walk in with 4 members?
Not against K2E's. I mean, K2E's, sorry, it's so hard. Like, Mordekaiser behind like this, you just aren't useful as a champion. Like, you need to be playing from ahead. I think thematically it's tough. Top gonna try.
What the?
They do actually end up grabbing On. There's Kanavi diving in, but a great repel comes across from On. Elk has to flash away for 369. They get Elk and On out of this one. It's actually Kanavi that picks up the Otacon, and Knight is very low, but he charms Jackalov on the backside of the fight. 369 finds the kill onto Elk. Now Shadow very low. We're starting to see the wall of diff come through again. There's just not enough damage, not enough juice in the TES smoothie to make anything worth coming away with. The kills start to fall right back towards BLG. Cream desperately kiting himself back, but Ben has more than enough health, more than enough cooldowns, and oh, a flash to top it all out. Another BLG ace. It's hard to knock the results-based analysis for BLG, right, guys? The all-hands diff, if it's working, you can't scrutinize it that much until maybe we start having power. I'm sensing another half-court attempt here from TES to scramble some gold back and try to deny this soul up in 10 seconds. They take a big stance in the river, and what do they find? Jack Squat. They'll land the CC. Shout says, I'm going forward into the 3-man keeper's work. That was deceptively disgusting. Lights go out, but they still see 369. He pulls Shadow into the Death Realm, but he doesn't even win in his home arena right now. He's buying time. Jackalov gets a reset on tonight. They do end up trading out 369. Jackalov doesn't have the damage to contend with Ben for now, but they've able to trade themselves 1-for-1, knock Knight out of the picture. Cream tried to split BLG right down the seams.
I mean, Chemsoul is, I think, pretty deceptively strong. A lot of that power comes in the damage reduction when you get low, which is kind of hidden. And yeah, it's going to be even harder for Top Esports team. Already down 11k gold. Actually find kills and wrap those up, so.
I think this is desperate from Top Esports. We should just be attending waves. Maybe we just try to pick up a top wave.
Okay, Ben on the front lines. Just kind of staring down 4 members of TES. Baron's going to be picked up. Whirling Death does not land. They're going to stun onto 369. Can they get him before he pulls the Death Realm? Yes. 369 goes down. Shadow goes forward. BLG looking for the final march forward, and they're using their huge gold lead to show TES who's the big boss on the Rift. 2 absolute slobber knockings from BLG have gotten them to the distance. For the second time in a week, we go 5 games. We bring Silver Scrapes to the Split 3 Grand Finals with the #1 world seed on the line.
It is another 27-minute victory here for BLG in this series. Another dominating display against Top Esports. And Slayer, you said it best. Let's get those Chinese Silver Scrapes up and running for the fans, because we're going to Game 5.
I think this draft, Elk, is very telling of where the series is at. Just because, I mean, this is a world where it's going to be about priority. And that's why the Annie is being slammed. That's why the Nico's being slammed. But you feel like this is on pace, a little bit bigger than what you would expect in the bot lane for this point?
Ooh.
Shadow.
Mid?
He's not 6.
Doesn't have the Glacial Prison.
Here.
Timbers out, stun comes across, Cream gonna flash out, tries to follow, can they get the Sejuani stun in? Yes, with the perfect execution! Down falls Cream, first blood to Shadow and Bilibili.
Where they might be able to open up an angle here and keep Knight on the map to try and play defense, but they just use some
on Staff engage. They tether the Deadly Floor stun as well, but Kanavi gets a big heal, gets back out, and On has to pay the price with his life. Big trade back for Elk, though, gets a huge crit shot on to the Lucian.
And he wins
Elk
these.
trying to front line here. They're trying to wait for those Annie stuns to come back up, and Knight's going to eat it first. Immediately, they flash on top of the gold left hand and turn him to rust. All chaos breaking out in the mid lane as the Glacial Prison comes across for Shadow. Cream going to eat it. Elk is holding on to the crit shot. He flashes for the dancing grenade and hits it home. Double kill to Shadow. 5 kills to BLG before 7 minutes.
That 80 not being up with the difference makers. Now Jackalov, he's going down.
Knight into the Shroud. They have a current call coming over top. Watch on the flank side as Knight gets popped here by Kanavi, and that kind of ruins the whole play there. Knight getting a bit too skittish with his engages as the nerves really showing in this Game 5 for both of our teams.
That was so big from Hong, though.
CS advantages in mid and bottom lane, it is just barely even between these two. Barely 500 gold. Cream's looking in mid.
Oh, they drop the Annie Warhammer onto Elk. Remember, he has no sums from that earlier play, but there's not enough damage between the whole full Annie combo yet, and Elk escapes.
In a few moments' time once he finds a recall.
Oh
Good
boy,
shout.
a reload here from Top Esports. They don't have on to cover. Flashes away from the first time. No pop blossom lands either. Bin is going to find this first kill thanks to the turret. So it goes 1 for 1 as Shadow and Knight TP in. The rescue has arrived and they're here to play cleanup crew for Top Esports. Flash Glacial Prison matched by Jackie Love. Knight hits the shuriken, won't go back in as Kanavi arrives, but Shadow is very takey. There's the Heartsteel proc you're asking for there, Hulk, is that item gets a ton of value in this extended trade, and BLG's double TP Hail Mary pays off.
TES.
Well,
Plates
they
are already
had
down.
to make this play. Yeah.
Yeah.
They had to play for first brick. If they don't, they lose feats. So
Are they losing
Bin's
2
gonna
turrets,
answer
though?
back. Yeah,
They are.
It's the trade for feats. They deny feats with
Okay.
this, but yeah, they at least, 2 turrets for 1.
Hold
Feats
on.
don't go over to BLG. That's the trade.
They've got the grubs. Nobody's TPing to cover top tier 2. This is greedy by Top Esports. They want to answer the gold and the feats, but they're allowing for themselves to get set up for a flank. Kanavi's covering first, and Shadow's a little wary of going too far forward, not knowing
good
where
words.
the King Kanavi is.
They did a very nice job there of making sure that they knew where both were at, and I think that's what enabled them to kind of play that one out, as they will get the second dragon for themselves, and Top a little bit late to hit this Rift Herald, so a chance for BLG. Idea of a fight here. That said, they're going to give
gold.
Yeah, they're going to give the Rift Herald and take the immediate gold. I think that with Jackie's inventory, I would love if BLG fought into me.
That's feats of strength too, gentlemen.
Yeah. That said, they give away feats. They're going to give away the Rift and just try and trade. They can't pressure the mid-outer. It's going to be a trade for bot with the 3 grubs, so I mean, BLG the Rift, I think that's okay.
So they do get the Rift Herald. I think what not only is the gold really important here for Top Esports, or at least that's what they're magnifying towards, it also does give them control preemptively for this Otacon that spawns.
Oh, Hong caught out by On, and there's enough layered CC, a Glacial Prison, Deadly Flourish, all of it, but that's where you have to commit to find these clutch kills.
The top wave doesn't matter. That's just going to die. They're losing out resources. These objectives are more important right now.
They're just
As
too
Soul Point's
tracking.
just going to be ripped and secured.
Okay,
Kanavi
sure.
get a hero steal?
No.
Is he going to even go for it? No, he's too
Oh,
late.
no.
Shadow secures it. Now he gets caught. Kanavi serves himself up with a side of fries, and now Octagon is a guarantee.
What? Look, Cubby, you said that Kanavi had gapped all the junglers from
hold
BLG.
Shadow wants to keep the pressure going. Pop Blossom in the background on to 3. They're trying to burn through. 369's health bar, but he's healing through. 9 to the backline. Can he get the goal to Jackie Love? No. Flashes back out. Perfect execution. Does not have enough. No! Gil goes to Jackie Love. BLG go too far for the Deadly Flourish. It snipes Jackie Love. Elk rescues the play right back.
Careful about taking fights like that moving forward, because walking through an Aatrox, walking through an Annie, walking through an Eco, that is still a tough task for them.
Shadow over the wall into both Cream and Hong, and now
Oh, no,
all the
Shadow.
threats show up here. Shadow able to
Yeah,
pick up
Hong.
Kanavi. Now he's looking to get turned on, but Hong gets burned down first. Gil goes over to Bin, all with Unbreakable Will in the front line, and this time, can Knight section
down.
off Jackie Love? No, he's just going to go after Cream, where he knows he's got a guaranteed kill. 2 kills to BLG, and now maybe they finally can conquer the Octagon.
Nothing's working right now here for Top Esports. They thought they caught Shadow. Shadow is able to make it happen alongside the rest of his team. This Nico is incredibly squishy, and that should be the Otacon going over to BLG.
I mean, I think like a lot of these standoffs, the person that's been starved out of this is Cream on the Annie. He has only had 2 items. We see Knight having that in change, and for me, the mid game where BLG, they were dropping on the top side of the map. Booty haste as they return to the scene of the crime, and BLG, they actually reset. So now they get the TPs out, and we'll see how aggressively Top want to play this.
On has to run all the way back. Knight now just gets to the top lane. It's going to have to be Shadow try and
late.
force his way in for a steal,
get
but even
kicked out.
he's late. Can Shadow do it? Come up with the clutchest steal of his career? No. It's Jackie Love that picks up the Baron, and they get the stun on tonight. Timbers layered Pop Blossom. They've cut off the golden left hand from BLG, and now TES look to run rampant, trying to layer these snares, these chains, but they'll take the kill on tonight, and Baron on to 5.
Esports guys, like, what about the guts from them to call that? The fact they're melting a Baron, they pull it twice and call BLG, hitting the base to prep for the Dragon. And so I think the GA is going to be the timer they try and wait and fight on here for Top Esports, as at the moment, standing objectives to the Baron. They're going to try and get what they can. They're outranged pretty bad by BLG's comp. It's hard to siege into a Jhin plus a Jace, so I think that Baron, it's hard to get a lot of standing gold out of it, but they definitely stabilize this game.
Moves forward into the river, scouting out all flank angles, knowing Knight's on the Akali. They spot him up to the top side, but they're getting themselves wrapped around as Shadow is burning down this Infernal Drake, an Infernal Soul to bring them a championship. Unless Kanavi can steal it, it's going to be 50-50. Glacial Prison stun comes across, it is Elk that secures the Infernal Soul. Knight dives in, all the damage compounding on top of TES, and there's nothing they can do but burn down and get packed out to the gray screen. It's a Knight triple kill, an ace for Bilibili, and do or die, game 5!
There it is. They got the teleports coming on through. It seems like they want to make a play onto the mid wave.
Fight that time around. Top Esports weren't able to find anyone or anything in that. Like, I need a second look to see how they were picked to pieces by BLG in that one, as they were late to the objective, they were late to the fight, and they never even got into the fight because BLG just shredded them.
I want to see how Elk stole this Dragon, man. This has to be like a bouncing grenade. Exactly. What Cubby said is right. We need a second look. Hopefully we get a replay, but a teleport on tonight.
The jobs that these guys have to do. I think that you have to mark a collie if you are Annie.
Hog, big pop awesome on the back end. Can they get 369 in? They take down Elk. 369 is unleashed. Shadow's eating a full culling. On trying to flash out with the Unbreakable Will, but they get Shadow down next. BLG make one overstep, and TES crack down on them.
Didn't count the minions.
Oh my god, Knight. Wait, can he get both of these kills? Knight takes both carries out with one sweep of the Akali.
They're going to end the game. Wait, is he going to try and go for more?
Oh my god, Big TP's back in. He has the second battle with perfect execution. He's going after Hog. There's the third kill over for Knight. Trying to find more here. Kanavi's GA popped. A Knight in shining armor rescues BLG once again when they need him most. 4 kills, only Kanavi left to watch his entire team fall to the wayside.
And that's where Jace is able to work a little bit of magic too with the Jhin. You can see these empowered shock blasts into the deadly flourishes. If they get close enough, you can really start
not
to feel
over red buff, guys. Okay, Shadow whiff swipe with the Glacial Prison. They get the curtain call out as well. They need to get all these members out, but Hog eats the 4th shot, and Shadow finds the first kill. On goes in with a 2-man headbutt pulverized, and it's Knight to fly in the background again. Cream goes into the stasis, but Jackie Love is cut and cut down. Nothing can stop Knight. Nothing can stop BLG all year long. Daunting questions circled BLG like vultures marching them for death. How many jugglers do they need? When did Elk and On lose their edge? Who can help Knight save this team? Yet in the biggest series of the season, Bilibili Gaming silence all that noise with one powerful statement. You're back-to-back world's #1 seed. You're back-to-back season finals grand champions. Bilibili Gaming!
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.